What's up, YouTube? Super Wolf TV. Back again with my man OG Nitty. Nitty, what's going on, baby? How are you?
Man, man, I'm good, man. Right now, I'm pursuing new adventures, man. Planning on trying to go back to school, man, try to get another degree. So I'm ready to set up a GoFundMe page. So, man, as a lot of y'all might see, my Cash App is up there too, trying to be able to afford school. But, man, other than that, man, I'm just keeping it moving, man, keeping it pushing forward. Today they wanted me to talk to y'all about my second day out. Man, it was so crazy because, as I believe I told y'all, they let me out about 8 o'clock that night. So my wife, she wasn't feeling good, but she still jumped in the car, came down there to get me. So, man, so we get back home and, this is my first time seeing the house since we had bought it. So she gave me the tour of the house, man. It's beautiful. Man, she did a really good job with it. So, excuse me. So, touring the house, and then one thing led to another, and we were two concerned adults. However, we went shopping and all this. She took me shopping and even clothes, because as you know, after 30 years, wearing state clothes, I didn't have any clothes whatsoever. So she took me shopping and everything and put me all these nice clothes and all that. So, things was good. So, I remember that next night, a Saturday night, and one of the things I used to always fantasize and dream about in prison was to lay up there in the dark with my wife and cuddle and watch a scary movie. And I can say that actually happened, and it was so wonderful. The feeling was so great. So, I remember on that Sunday, we had went to the beach, because the weather had just started breaking, man, and man, it was just so beautiful, man. We just watched it, the kids, they in the beach, and people running back and forth out there in the water, and everybody, the music playing, and it was just so great. So it's like we went to dinner, and we were just appreciating each other and appreciating life in general, and the fact that she was like more so in a congratulatory spirit, was saying, damn, boy, you worked for this day. You believed this day was coming, and you never gave up on it. And she was so proud of me, and it felt so good for her to be proud of me like that. So, anyway, this following Monday, one of the worst days of in recent time. So I'm so excited from being home, and I know I live so deep in the county that it's really, ain't a whole bunch of people coming out there looking for me. And so anyway, I sat down there, man, and I heard a knock at the door. And so being so loose and laid back, like as a young kid to say, I definitely was lacking, right? So I went on to open up the front door, didn't ask who it was, didn't look out there before I opened up the door, I just opened it. And the police stepped straight in. So I'm like, whoa. So I said, man, what's going on? So they said, so one of the police, I never forget this, he said, man, well, how he escaped? He said, man, he still got the ankle bracelet on his leg. How the hell did he escape? Because, that was one of the things I had to do over the weekend. I forgot to take it off. I had to go down there and get fitted for my ankle bracelet because instead of the judge allowing us to put up the house, he decided he wanted to put me on the home detention box. So I was on. I had a bracelet on my leg. So anyway, this seeing that stuff, right? Like this unfold like that. It be so amazing sometimes because like when them police came in there, it was like, is this a bad dream? Am I still in my cell? And I went crazy? Whoever I went so crazy that I don't know of fiction from reality. For all those who ever seen that show, Blow, right? It was how the boss of George was. He was believing that he was getting visits. He had went crazy. He believing that he was getting visits. He believed that he was out there in the flower bed talking to his daughter, and so when this was all happening, and I hear one of the police say, "Well, man, how he escaped? So he's still in the house, and he still got a hold. He said he still got a bracelet on his leg. It's intact." And so one other police said, "Man, well, I know something wrong." He said, because when I was looking at the paperwork this morning on the computer, it said, man, he had a warrant out for a handgun and he was considered to be armed and dangerous. He said, man, only way he could have had a handgun, he said, man, if he had that motherfucker in prison. Right? Because they were trying to say the handgun warrant was weeks before I even got out. So the whole thing in a nutshell was this. A lot of people got together to try to play dirty pool. This is why I say that it made me want to learn the law and things of that nature, because it teaches you how to fight like them. See, people call themselves grimy and even give these nicknames to themselves. Well, I'm grimy, this and that. But these motherfuckers, they're grimy on a whole nother level, right? That most can't, fully comprehend. But what they was trying to do, like I said, a whole bunch of crooked people got together, and they was hoping that I panicked. And when they came, because what's crazy, thank God it wasn't my time. I was making a sandwich, so I still had a knife in my hand from cutting the sandwich when they came in. Now, they probably could have killed me and been justified in doing it, right? Because they'd say, well, hey, man, he had a weapon in his hand. We told him to drop it, and he didn't, so we killed him, right? And they'd have got away with that. And what happened was they knew something was going on. And so instead of, when they took me into booking, they put me in a cell by myself. Now, people who be going over booking know them fucking cells be jam-packed. So you ain't gonna get the luxury of being in one by yourself. And I for damn sure ain't never been on the coop, never will be, in this life or no other, even if I get bit by a vampire.
So
right?
So they re-lock you back up there, right?
Yeah.
On the charges that you escaped?
They're saying that I had escaped and I was considered as armed and dangerous. So, they sent me in this cell over the booking, and they got me in there for 4 days, and don't nobody know what to do with me. Don't nobody know what to do with me and none of that shit. So now, I'm sitting in the cell. So next thing, I holler at this captain, this major over there, and I lied to you not. I won't say which one, but one of them right here gave me the number to the warden's personal number. And they said, look, something is up with this, and it's really, this shit is above our pay grade. Say because the warden had called us and told us to leave that situation alone, he's dealing with it. Like, what the fuck I do to get on the warden's radar, right? So, next thing I know, the Cumberland van, they sent down their peoples down here, to Baltimore, to take me back up there to Cumberland. And what they did was, they put me on right back on admin. Admin is what I had just did for 7 years straight. They put me right back on there and started to isolate me again and things of this nature. Right? So all I can say, man, it just has been such a long journey, because going through that, watching my lawyers go to Annapolis and fight about this, and there were teams, and they really going on there trying to break down the law, because these people are trying to, now they're not trying to just bend the law, they're trying to bend the law into the shape to make them be right. No, you cannot do that. The law is the law, and that's what people, meaning the citizens, must hold its elected officials to. You must hold them to a certain amount of accountability, right? So, back to this, my lawyers are fighting until they took me back up there for 7 months. Yes, 7 months, and they well, almost 7 months, and finally let me go. This is after my lawyers had fought, and then to try to make sure I didn't have any contact with anybody, they would take me on a van at 5 o'clock in the morning with what they call a trail card. So nobody could be on the van. I couldn't communicate with anybody, anything like that. It was just crazy. Cause like I said, you asked about me on that yard in any prison. Like I said, I'd never been on the coop, so it wasn't no need for me being by myself, right? So that was my second day out, man, and it was such a horrific experience, because they could have easily killed me. And once that didn't happen, I said, hey, man, yeah, I must really got I got a destiny, something out here. I really got something that I need to do, and that only I can do it. Right? So, man, this has been one heck of a journey so far, but like I said, although that was my second day, but August the 1st was the day that was the most memorable, right?
That's because the first 2 days you got out for the weekend, got locked back up, and then August 1st, after you got back out this time permanent, right?
Right.
Okay.
Because I remember calling my wife from the booking, and it was so sad because she wasn't crying, she wept. And I could tell that had hurt her so bad, because to have me there, and then as soon as she go to work, had me ripped right back out of her life. And it wasn't done by either one of our own hand. So, my second day, like I said, it was wild, but my real second day on August 1st, it was fun. It was fun. It was fun. I got to play with my grandkids a lot. Right, I got to play with them and go through malls and race them in malls and things like that. So I had a lot of fun. We went out. Me and my daughters, and like they had a big dinner for me, and it was great. So that was pretty much how my second day was. But before I can go to that, I have to go with. Well, yeah, but that still would be my second day. So I forgot one thing. Breakfast. It was something. My wife said something to me that hasn't been said to me in 30 years. And she said, "What do you want to eat?" And I was stuck because I'm used to saying, "Man, what's on the menu?" And you really know what, you really don't understand or recognize it all the time as a person who suffers from it, how institutionalized that you will become, right? And that's just to cope with the everyday, bullshit of prison, because it does get stressful. Like I said, I owe her a great deal when it comes down to, me getting things fixed because, man, like, she was really there. Although, like I said, it's unfortunate we couldn't, meet eye to eye on a few things, but it is what it is. However, that second day, which I said was on August 1st, it was just like I got to see my children. I got to hug them, and like my daughters, I got to hug them and kiss on my granddaughters and things of that nature. And to hear them tell me about their life, right? And the younger the better, because they got so much to talk about. As in the words of Honeycomb Brazy, man, he a real big talker, man. You know what I mean? He definitely got something to talk about. And that's another thing. Free Honeycomb Brazy, man. The streets definitely, man, got a drought on real niggas. Get out there, man. Get this shit back in order. So, like I said, when it came down to that to get back out there, to be able to take a shower and take as long as I wanted, it was different. To even down, because in prison it is no toilet seat. It's just a steel bowl. That's it. That's all. It's hooked onto a sink, right? That a mirror is bolted up on your wall over top of it. It's not even a real mirror. It's a shiny piece of tin, right? That you get a reflection off of. And to sit down there and get back out there, it was such a feeling of triumph, because I was like, man, y'all so-called good guys play such dirty pool, right, that y'all threw everything you could at me, and I still came out on top. You lied, you had people avoiding evidence, you did all these things. But we're going to get into that on that next episode of Frank Nitty in the Square, brought to you by Silver Wolf TV. Y'all take care. Till next time. Peace.
Silver Wolf TV, everybody. Thanks for watching. Remember, hit the subscribe button, like the channel, and share the video. God bless you.
Guns on the cash.